Good morning, Max. Max? Milk. What? If I don't have a glass... I've forgotten all the voices, it's been like a week. If I don't get a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down. I guess. You know. You got it easy, brother. You ain't gotta do anything strenuous here. Nick. Max is really nervous. That's understandable. He could die, depending on how this goes. Hey, my sweeties. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. You're also full of shit. Imagine if you hit someone. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can see it now. The dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that and everyone in the room will be on your side. Max, really, no one needs to fly today. Nick, what's with that look in your eye? I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously. It would be a tempting proposition. But, you know, I don't think it's gonna happen. And now the case of one... What? Your Honor, get on with it. Oh, sorry, I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. That would be pretty distracting. So, well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honor. He does often go by that name. You know. My grandchild this is not the voice I was doing at all, whatever, is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we called the defendant Maximilian Galactica. I don't know what's going on. I've forgotten. You'd stop for a week and it's all over, dude. It sounds more friendly. I wonder if that is our advantage. Ms. Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please. I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Eh? That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. It did not count. Do you hear me? She must be upset about what happened last time. Yeah, I gotta say, do respect the sheer gall to say, my record is flawless. Didn't you lose a case like a week ago? No. No, I did not. You have no chance. Zero. Zilch. Nada. I'm not losing the case. Why, you ask? Because it's not in the nature of a Von Karma to lose at anything. Yeah. I guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for for proving how absolutely guilty you are. I'm not guilty. Me? Guilty? What are you talking about? It will be my ultimate revenge. But it's not like it'll bring her dad back. There, opening statement complete. Now let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time. Very well. You may call your first witness. Detective Gumshoe, get up here, now. Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective. Don't mention it, it's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this. Very well, I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question. At your service, sir. All right, Detective, you may proceed with your testimony. The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold outside. All of the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck. So, you know, a pretty intense injury.
I see. He was beaten to death.
Here's the autopsy report for the victim.
The court accepts this into evidence.
Time of death, 10:15, blunt force trauma to the back of the head.
A blunt object. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. And so we start. Let me ask you about the snow. It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime. Did it pile up? It wasn't such a big deal, maybe about 1.5 inches on the ground. The snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day. The snow. Let me see. There's got to be more to this. What's the matter, Nick? I need to take a look at the court record. Really? We're doing something right there? What, do you want me to... I didn't really think I needed to say anything here, to be honest with you. Do you want me to point this out? Because there's no, like, the killer's footprints aren't there, but it stopped snowing, like, earlier. I don't know. I didn't think I needed to say anything there. It's been a week. I'm a little lost, alright? When you say all of the circus performers, who do you mean? Everyone but the dancers and the staff were there. Regina the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course the defendant Maximilian Galactica and his victim the ringmaster. Oh, I almost forgot. Regent the tiger was there as well. Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey? When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch my wristwatch.
Detective, you are welcome to file a police report after these proceedings.
I would like to sue the monkey, please, if you don't mind. After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to? Regina was playing with Regent, while Mo went back to his room, tired from work. Ben the ventriloquist went to the front gate, absorbed in his own world. The ringmaster and Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately.
Talk privately, huh? That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you?
It seems they were negotiating Max's salary. Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage. Probably not worth pointing out that that's not correct. I'd like to be a bit more specific about the events at 10:15 p.m. Okay, not a problem, pal. We got a witness that told us how the whole thing went down. Ow! This is totally meaningless. Time to move on.
All right, we'll just hear the rest of the testimony later. Dick Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end?
A wooden box? That's right. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed.
Carrying the box, huh?
It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor.
What do you mean?
Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention it was locked.
Locked, you say?
Okay, got him. It boasts a small but strong lock. Was hunched over this 20-pound box. Alright. So maybe my only chance, I might as well ask some questions about the contents. Do you mind telling us what was inside that box? Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle.
Bottle? What is that, detective?
Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle. What's inside the bottle? It's filled with pepper.
Pepper? What in the world was it locked? Why in the world was it locked in that big box?
There's only one bottle in that huge box. I wonder if that has some sort of special meaning. Oh no, dude, it couldn't possibly. Cause of death was blunt force trauma. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? You've done your homework, pal. And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak. My theory is that it's something the perpetrator ran off with.
You would think so, especially since you didn't find it at the scene.
No, I bet he made it disappear with magic. Ho ho ho.
Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the event now.
So Phoenix pointing out that snow thing was a trap, huh? He threw me. I was like, really? There's some contradiction here? I guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case.
You mean all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper?
We got the box as well. Now that we have wrapped up the detective, I'd like to call my next witness. I'm not even off the stand yet. Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint. I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy.
Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Von Karma, call your next witness.
I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. She must be talking about Ben the ventriloquist. I wonder if Trillo will show up on the stand as well. Please state your name and occupation for the record.
My full name is Trillo Quist. I'm an employer as an operatic tenor.
Excuse me? The witness called to the stand was Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist.
That robe must be cutting off your circulation. I said that I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with a song. me. The world at the law, exciting and daring, guilt or innocent. Decided by a judge dressed up like a woman. Well, what do you think?
Aged badly. It had a good rhythm. It's just the lyrics. They leave something to be desired, so to speak.
Trillo, you know better than to insult a judge. Shut up. Just look at your nose. You would think you'd have the sense to fix it. It's so ugly I want to punch you in the face on the off chance swelling would help. You know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star.
Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds. Celebrities.
What's going on here? Oh, I demand to know who the witness is.
You know, sometimes you just have to wonder how a guy gets into a position, right? Like, you know, the judge definitely failed upwards, didn't he?
Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trillo handle this.
I'm not worried about you one bit. I'm worried about... Ouch!
You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now let's proceed.
Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge. Clown.
What? Just in case you didn't get the reference.
Once we get to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance.
Ooh, look at their lips, brother. Oh my god.
That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one headed that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away.
You saw Maximilian Galactica heading toward the scene. You're sure of that?
Without a doubt. He had on his silk hat, cloak, and the dumb white roses on his chest.
Is that it? What? Oh, fuck, it doesn't actually say. God damn it. I think that's what was said last time.
How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his high nose stuck up so high?
That's quite enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown?
That's right, dress boy.
Well, since you weren't with him, couldn't that mean the clown committed the crime?
A rare moment of lucidity from the judge. Goodness me. That's not something that happens every day. He's got a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit.
Why is that?
Here's absolute proof.
Silk hat?
This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant.
Ah.
Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene.
Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done.
Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say? Okay. I guess she's the boss again today. Alright, nothing stood out to me. The clown. You're talking about Mo?
Of course I'm talking about that old fart. He's so pathetic I can't stand him. Just a little bit of exercise and his makeup is running all over the place. Once practice was over, he was 9/10 of the way to keeling over for good.
Poor guy.
We didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first-place loser, that guy's ahead of the pack.
Then what happened? Well, that was illuminating. Why the plaza's entrance?
To do some thinking, of course.
It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. Wouldn't thinking in your nice warm lodging house have been a better idea? Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness, but I'm a good thunker. At least my teachers always said I was. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that, though? Are you sure it was really Max Galactica?
Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece getup?
Snobby three-piece getup?
Get the wax out of your ears, lawyers nowadays. You're like talking to a brick wall. Max's three-piece getup, jeez. Could you be any more dense altogether now?
Silk hat, cloak, white roses.
Thank you.
Nick, I think you should put a little more effort into preparing your questions. You saw Max and only Max, right, Trillo?
That's right, and that makes him the killer. There was only one person heading that way that night.
That makes quite a bit of sense, and it makes Max one suspicious character. There's more to this story than meets the eye. There's no proof it was Max. I feel like they won't accept this, but like there objectively isn't. They're basing this off of seeing his clothes. Wait a second. There's no proof that the witness saw Max Galactica.
Hey, you still don't get it, do ya? I saw what I saw. It was Max's three-piece joke of a costume. Alright, let's say it all together now.
Also, you never accept when I just say things.
Thank you.
I think you should study up on your celebrities, Mr. Wright. Great. I do wish Phoenix had more of a spine sometimes, you know what I mean? That's a bit strange, don't you think?
What's strange?
Oh, he never said that he saw the Ringmaster go that way. That you only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well?
What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright?
This, in hindsight, is something super obvious that it just took a long time to click.
That's the victim.
That's correct. If Trillo was at the entrance to the plaza, he should have seen the Ringmaster as well. Obviously the Ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness. Could have seen him. That was weird, it was broken up. Anyone with sense could have figured that out. What are you talking about? The Ringmaster and Max went together to the Ringmaster's room. Is that, according to the defendant, a likely story? If Max Galactica was supposed to be in the Ringmaster's room, why was he just as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime? But it wasn't just Max that said that. Other people have said that he went to the Ringmaster's room. Including Gumshoe.
I see. It seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt this witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions.
No, he's not. Even Gumshoe said that they went to the Ringmaster's room together. What do you mean? Why are you doing this? A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move along with the testimony. Trillo wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Well, Max is part of the bitter love triangle with Regina. Which is probably why Max conked him over the head. Nick, wasn't Ben the one that got conked over the head? Yeah, I think so. I don't know anymore. Alright. Well, you know. Didn't actually change anything, huh? Well, I guess I will press on the last thing. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene?
I suppose that would have been around. Hey, what time was it? Oh, I think it was around, I'd say after 10:30 p.m., I think.
Practice ended at 10, so you were hanging around the lodging house that entire time?
I guess that sounds about right.
Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you just stand outside in that weather.
Well, the truth is, will you shut up, you big-nosed dope? Why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you just believe we just stood outside in that weather?
Well, maybe you were waiting for someone.
Why? Who said we were waiting for someone?
That was a pretty defensive reaction to that statement, my man. Mr. Phoenix Wright, we can all do without your offhanded theories. But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm on to something.
Mr. Wright, who do you think the witness was waiting for out in the cold that night?
Regina. Right? Waiting to give her the ring, probably. Who else could it be? Max? The ringmaster? Well, no, he wasn't waiting for Max, obviously. That's a stupid thing. He was either waiting for the ringmaster or Regina. And I don't really have a particular preference for which one, because both would be for the same reason, which is asking to marry Regina. I'll say the ringmaster. No, that's not right, huh? Alright. That's fine. Then Regina, hold on. Press again. Regina. Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina.
What?
You were waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken?
Is this true? Well, you can't really ask me that question. Who cares who I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw, don't you forget it. Well, the puppet may be a bit stiff, but he's right.
Alright. There's obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. I'm not really sure what the point of this is. How is this really supposed to help what we're doing? Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought. This is weak as fuck, Phoenix. I wouldn't accept this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wouldn't accept that line of reasoning. He was so transfixed waiting for Regina that he didn't see Max, who can probably be seen from space walking past him. I don't know that I'd believe that.
That makes perfect sense.
What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime. However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept there is a high likelihood that he could have missed someone else other than Max heading to the sea. Ow! There's absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer.
I guess you got me. All right, I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true, I was waiting for Regina.
She's not gonna like that.
Pain.
Don't volunteer things.
Mr. Quiz, tell us the truth this time, and I mean the whole truth. Were you or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance to the lodging house? I was. I was waiting to propose to her.
You were what? Waiting to propose?
What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage?
Well, yeah. Actually, I do kind of think that.
The matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case. You're the judge. I mean, look at your horrible outfit. More pay?
Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet.
Don't be so surprised that I was going to propose to Regina. I even had something to give her. I kept it in my pocket waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her.
Except that we found it in the... cafeteria. That's the word. There we go. Right? We found it there, I think.
In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket.
There are like 3 things I could feasibly present that evidence on, and I don't like that.
You are going to propose? You? A puppet? Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love.
I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her too. How old exactly, though? The judge isn't in here. We'll never know. But the answer is too old by a very wide margin.
Exactly.
His Honor is looking a little less honorable right now. Yeah. Yeah, ain't that true?
Okay, Mr. Wright, please continue with your cross-examination.
What was that sigh at the end? Alright, I'm gonna slam it on the one where he's like, I've still got it in my pocket now, because I'm literally holding it. It's the most wrong part of it. No, come on, please, don't. Oh my god. Why? Why did you not accept that? It's wrong on its face. I guess I'll press on it first. So you're still thinking of trying to give it to Regina?
Of course I am. I spent 3 months' salary on this thing. I'm not going to give it up that easily.
I wonder how much he received for appearing in the circus. Probably way more than he deserves. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. By proposal, you mean proposing marriage, correct, to Regina?
Of course that's what I mean. What kind of stupid question is that?
The puppet's got a point.
I wasn't gonna propose that we become some sort of outlaw biker gang together.
Well, that would have been significantly cooler if you did, and also probably less illegal, actually.
Right, Ben? Yeah, got it. That's the truth.
What was it exactly you planned on giving? Oh my god, is this really the reason? Is the reason that they didn't accept that evidence right there because Phoenix can't figure out you present an engagement ring when you're trying to propose to someone? Is that really why?
You know exactly what I was gonna give her, numbskull. The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty.
Answer his question, what was it?
You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring.
Oh, wow, that's fucking crazy, dude. No way. Did it happen to have T and R engraved on it? Engagement ring. Why are you all... What's wrong with you all? He said he was gonna propose to her. What the fuck do you mean? Why are you all so stupid? Wow, those two nearly fell out of their chairs. Mr. Phoenix Wright's joke has gone too far. Time for this to end right now. Francisca's whip looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. One hit from that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time. Push on, anyway. It may be something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. The first time a puppet has ever proposed. I advise you to cut this argument short.
I'm going to have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness give their revised testimony, specifically about the engagement ring? I'd like to stick to facts, not sociology. You do enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe.
Hey, brother, would it happen to be this engagement ring that I'm holding? No, come on. Oh my fucking god. I'm so mad. Oh my god. You know, like... Okay, I guess I'll press on that bit as well. An engagement ring.
It's actually a diamond-shaped stone cut from glass. More brilliant than the real thing. I think Regina is gonna love it.
It's just a ring. What's the matter, Nick? There's gotta be something I can catch him on. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I think I've spotted something you could catch him on, Nick. Whose pocket was the ring in? Oh my fucking god.
Mine, of course. What a stupid question. You gotta be kidding me. You think Ben could pull that off? I'm sorry, really. You don't have to apologize for that. He's the one who should be apologizing.
Really? I'm just gonna press again. I've already been got. So you went to the lodging house to give it to her?
That's right. I tried to give it her during practice so many times that I lost count, but that uppity snob kept getting in the way.
Uppity snob? He couldn't be talking about me, Maximilian Galactica. When I get a hold of him, I'm going to saw his woodblock in half, and not with magic.
Your Honor, I'd like that stricken from the record, please. They always say that love creates rivalries.
So what about this present?
I didn't mean to push that. You better accept the fucking ring. Oh my god, dude. I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. To be fair, the reason we had to get that extra evidence is because Ben didn't have Trillo at the time. Because Max had taken Trillo already at that point. So he couldn't have had Trillo with him, ergo he couldn't have had the ring. But also, I've had the ring this entire time. I think we could have proven it without doing this extra 2 steps. Whatever. It's fine. I'm not upset. You're upset. Trillo, do you mind if I show you something?
What is it? What are you talking about?
Uh-oh. Looks like they're going to double team me now. Do you recognize this ring?
That's mine. Give it back. Thief.
Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said, in the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Yeah, he fucking did say that, didn't he? Isn't that fucking crazy how he said that? It's almost like that statement directly contradicted the evidence I was holding at the time. That's almost as infuriating as that one instance in Ace Attorney Chronicles. You remember when it was like, we were trying to prove that Van Zykes didn't shoot somebody and that they only thought they heard a gunshot? So I presented the firecrackers the obvious piece of evidence, and it didn't accept them because I needed to examine the firecrackers first to confirm that the firecrackers make a banging noise when they go off. That's still a little bit worse than this, but not by much. Why then do I have it right here?
What is going on here? That's Ben, say something. Don't put me on the spot like that, Trillo.
I found this in Money's room.
Money's room? You mean a room they put money in? Like a bank vault?
Ah, that filthy monkey's gonna get what's coming to him.
Mr. Quiss, I would prefer if you avoided slandering innocent fiats in my court.
Well, Your Honor, Money really is a monkey, in every sense of the word.
Ah, I see.
Well then, Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up. Quite relatable.
Shiny things?
Trillo, when was this ring stolen from you?
Well, I suppose it was that time, you know, that night, the night of the crime.
What did you just say? Details, I need more details.
Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza.
Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct?
Well, I guess you might be able to say that. The ring might have, well, it could have been taken around that time.
You know, I'm starting to believe he might have missed somebody like Max walking past now.
Ben, what's with you? Oh, whatever. It has nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder.
Your Honor, the witness was being assaulted by a monkey at the time he said he saw the witness. The defense rests on this one, I think. I think that's good. I think we've made our point. It's not for you to decide who has to do with what. Now, Trillo, back to the topic at hand.
I haven't admitted a thing. Not I, Mr. Trillo Quist.
What did you do when the ring was taken, Trillo?
You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring-snatching monkey Money.
But you weren't able to catch up to him, were you?
It was that slow-o fool called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away.
That is indeed an incredible shame.
Well, this does prove one very important point. Prove an important point? What point could that possibly be? Ben doesn't exercise enough. There's a huge contradiction in this witness's testimony. Contradiction. The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated he chased after Money the monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours? I'm saying that there is no possible way that this witness saw the plaza entrance the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It's entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene.
Interesting.
Well, then tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist? Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene. However, that doesn't change the fact he saw the defendant arrive. The witness is lying. He's blinded by his rivalry with Max.
Well, the defense's argument does hold water. This witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant.
What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that dork face in trouble. He's not even worth it.
I was about to say, like, doorknob for some reason.
I saw him, no doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar.
Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly what you saw on that night.
Ha! I've told you so many times you'd think you'd know my story's not changing.
You've already changed your story, stick boy, and I'm sure it'll change some more. Where there is one lie, there are usually many more behind it. Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him. Yeah.
I'll give you that I was waiting that night for Regina. But that doesn't change the fact I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I'd been waiting there about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Max Galactica at the scene. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those ridiculous symbols.
So that means that Money didn't show up until after you saw Max.
That's right, Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max.
Then Money snatched the ring and you went chasing after him.
How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting? Well, let's see, I'd say about 5 minutes, I think.
So the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch. And also another murderer, you know. But whatever, I don't feel like we should need to justify this any further. We've already proven that he could have not seen somebody go by. Alright, I'm gonna press on the 3 symbols first, because that's such a weird thing to just say if it's not important. Those 3 ridiculous symbols, huh?
Out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that question by now? If you're gonna ask again, I'll answer with the chorus. Everyone together now.
Silk hat, cloak, white roses.
Thank you very much.
Maya, you didn't have to join in, did you? But it's fun shouting out with everyone else. Alright, fine. So you were only concerned with waiting for Regina that night. That means you probably wouldn't have noticed if someone else showed up.
You should think about how many eyes I actually have. I've got 4, you know. F-O-U-R, counting Ben, of course. With that many eyes, do you really think that something could have slipped past me?
4 eyes is an awful lot of attention directed at one area, I suppose. He's not wrong. But I have some issues. Yikes, the judge is even more dangerous for our case than Trillo. So you saw Max coming out of the big top that night.
Of course, that's where I saw him coming from. I was staring at the entrance to the tent the entire time.
I guess that makes sense, especially since he was waiting for Regina. Ow, Spud, that hurt a lot. Please stop doing that. About what time would you say these events took place?
You're one of the dumbest people on the planet if you can't figure it out. You already know that practice finished promptly at 10 p.m. And you already know I went to the lodging house right after practice. You don't need to be a brain surgeon to know around what time it was when I saw him. Just add 10 more minutes, I'm sure you can do that. What time was it?
Indeed, what time was it? Yeah, well, I'm not good at math. It was 10 p.m. Where's the autopsy report? That's pretty fucking close.
Yes, that sounds about right. Sounds about right because that's the time when I saw Max on the scene.
Ah, fuck. Back it up. Back it up. So you testified that you said good evening to Max that night.
You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning, good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious I'd say good night to someone at night.
Good morning, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
What, Ben? You got something to add? Let me guess, that's not it, Trillo. You say good evening at night. I'm sorry, Trillo.
Mr. Quiz, I would prefer if you keep your ventriloquist act outside of the courtroom.
Impossible. A performer lives and breathes his performances. You should know better.
There's gotta be something wrong with this bit of testimony. Trillo's evening greeting? Isn't that a bit strange to you?
What do you mean?
Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? It strikes me as somewhat strange. I'm not gonna lie, this is a super weak argument. You can be polite to someone you hate, you know? Like, This one's gonna need to get a pretty dramatic reaction, or I'm gonna be like, no, that was kind of bullshit.
Why would it strike you as strange?
Exactly. How is it strange to be cordial to one of your co-workers? Well, if it was just simply being cordial to a co-worker, I'd understand. Ow, that hurt. Maybe you should think about having some proof before your lips start flapping next time. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school. Bluffing is everything. I'm sure you already learned that one. I guess I can give it a shot. Like what? Do you want me to present the fucking glass bottle there? Ben's half. I hate to say it, but Ben's part of your little act is becoming off a bit stale. I'm sure that if a pro were... You're not trying to pass yourself off as a professional performer, are you? Don't get so wrapped up in yourself, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should know better. Ow, ow, that hurts. It should have been me! That should have set him straight. You may proceed with your testimony. I'm gonna press on the last thing before I present the glass bottle. You're absolutely sure of what you just said.
I told you already, geez, I am 100% absolutely sure.
There's no way that he could be any more confident than that, right? Well, you got me there, brother. So, glass bottle. Right. It is, admittedly, a little weird to say hello to somebody who beamed you over the head with a bottle. Trillo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? A fight. A fight over Regina, to be exact, because, you know, things just aren't cringe enough.
It wasn't that big of a deal, it was just an argument, a disagreement at most.
A disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clonked over the head. That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he?
Oh, what? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Youch.
Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first. True, we did just give away the fact that he assaulted somebody with a weapon. That's not exactly great that we did that. The truth is that on the day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There's absolutely no way that they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. And moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on the stand. There's no way a puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival. Are you saying this witness is lying? Yeah, obviously. That he's trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene?
I didn't tell a single lie. Honestly, I just... Well, that's enough from you, Mr. Quist. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's clarify this testimony for the court. Would you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night?
He saw a different person. It is my belief the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to. What kind of theory is that? The correct one. Damn! Fuck, that was a good one. Furthermore, fuck, that was incredible, to be honest. I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all. What? If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there's only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. That's why Trillo made the effort to greet whoever it was that he saw that evening. Or good evening, as he put it. What in the world, you...
Who it was that Trillo saw that evening?
I think he probably saw the ringmaster. 'Cause, Max in the flashback was like, it's cold out, don't you want to wear your coat? Instead of wearing his coat, he could have just put Max's stuff on. You know, you follow? That makes sense to me. Considering the ill temper of this witness, there's only one person he would greet.
It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute.
No, Your Honor, it's not Regina. If it was Regina, Trillo would have given her the engagement ring as a present.
Oh, yeah. I suppose you've got a point there.
It was Russell Berry, the victim himself, was it not? You are correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. The fact that they held the counter on screen for so long was making me sweat. I was like, no, you can't do this to me. It was ironclad reasoning. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster, Russell Berry. That's why you greeted him, Trillo. Isn't that correct?
Gulp. Answer the question, Mr. Quist.
Order, order. How do you respond to this? Wait a second. Well, at first I thought it was the old man, but once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica. I think it's high time we clear the air about this question. Mr. Quist obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. The problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica, or was it the ringmaster, one Mr. Russell Berry?
The prosecution argues it was the defendant that the witness saw that night. The witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's 3 symbols. 3 symbols?
Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man, you gotta remember them by now. Here we go again, everyone all together now.
Yes, we know. The silk hat, cloak, and white rose. A silk hat and a cloak. Anyone could wear them. They'd even look good on me. What was that? Well, the witness has endlessly repeated that he saw Max's 3 symbols. However, how do we really know it was Maximilian Galactica? It could have been someone else dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry. What?
Miss Von Karma, do you have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant?
Well,
If that's the case, then it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point.
Yes, I think we finally won a point in this one. That is very unfortunate. Huh? You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix, right? What do you mean by that? You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you on your effort, but... Who that person was can only be answered by the next witness.
Huh?
Your Honor, the prosecution will provide, beyond a shadow of a doubt, an answer to that question and evidence that clearly establishes one thing. That there is no one other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime.
Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare their next witness. Court is now in recess.
We did it. We've delayed the destruction of the city. Oh, I hate it here. We draw closer to the Mo interrogation. You'll understand when we see it.